All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to an emergency podcast by the Heroes Peak. With me today. That's right. This is a Disney Investor Edition, like Mike said. I am your host. I am your host, Chris. As you see, I escaped the basement, and I am now in the workshop. And I actually have a reason for wearing the hat because it's cold out here.
Fucking basement. Right. No insulation. I can see no fucking insulation in your ceiling.
No insulation. Well, I have like a couple of strips that's falling out of the ceiling. That's about it. All right, everybody.
He looks like he's setting up the emergency base at Hoth.
Good one.
Waiting for Princess Leia to run behind.
Yeah, that's right.
I know.
The construction crew doesn't
freeze.
The construction crew doesn't get to meet all the A+ players. All right. So with me today, I have James. How are you feeling this morning, James? You look a little worse for wear.
I'm a little tired right now. The wife is looking at me. She's trying to give me a notice. And I'm trying to give her a hint that we're recording. And she slammed the door. This is live, guys. This is live.
This is live. And also with us is the Limp Bizkit version of Mike. How you doing, Mike?
I'm all right. Same here. Went to sleep a few hours ago, but woke up because we have a lot of things to discuss.
A lot.
Oh my God, do we have a lot of things to discuss? I don't know. I'm assuming everybody who's watching this at least heard about the Disney investor call, which is not generally meant to be a drop everything you're going to do for the next 5 years, content-wise. But it looks like Disney decided that WB, AT&T, their announcement of, hey, we're gonna release some stuff online, and it's gonna be pretty cool. And they decided to drop an A-bomb on their announcement and basically say, look, we are the kings here. We're in charge, and this is what you guys are gonna love. Now, also about that, because Disney lately has had a lot of negative press. They had to lay off a lot of people, especially in their parks and stuff. They really, The Mandalorian's been huge for them, but other than that, their other releases have had, Mulan had a reasonable success, I guess, but a lot of their other releases have been middling at best.
Mediocre.
Right, exactly. So I think they needed this not only for fans to scream and yell and be happy, but also it's as much for the money people to say, hey, you want to keep investing. We're here for the long term, and our IP is the strongest IP out there. So
shout out to one of our subscribers who actually have owned Disney stock since the mid-90s.
Yeah, smart person. I failed to purchase the Apple stock when I had the chance, and here I am without insulation in my garage. All right. So what we're going to do today is the three of us have broken down the announcements into three basic groups. Mike, I believe, is going to talk about the Star Wars announcements, and James is going to talk about the Marvel announcements, and I'm going to talk about the general Disney announcements. We are not going to cover ESPN Plus because
Brooksy's not going to do the Hulu part.
Yeah, I'm not really going to cover Hulu per se either. This is more about Disney animation, Disney big name movies, and some Disney Plus content.
Hey, but I see here Hulu has live sports, so
Hulu has live sports, and they're trying to get everybody to watch college football. All right.
Yeah, so Hulu DM us.
Yeah, we'll do more for you. We'll do full podcast, whatever. All right. So we're going to start with Mike. I'm going to let you loose on the Star Wars content. Don't mind me if I'm doing work while you're talking.
No worries.
All right, take it away, Mike.
A lot of Disney Star Wars news came out the other day. I don't even know where to start. Like, most of you know that The Mandalorian's on Disney Plus, and it's a great show. We are renewed for another season, but they announced a whole bunch of other stuff, starting with an Ahsoka show with Rosario Dawson. For those who know, she was on The Mandalorian a couple weeks ago. We've got Rangers of the New Republic, Cara Dune's show. I guess she's spinning off to be a Republic cop. I wonder if it's going to be some kind of buddy cop show, but we'll see.
FYI, I'm not a huge fan of the actress, but
no, but it should be fine. We didn't get any kind of footage from Obi-Wan Kenobi, but we did get the logo, but we know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I know we don't want to spend time talking in depth on anything, but do we think Cara Dune can carry a whole show?
No. My answer is no.
I don't think so either.
No.
Yeah, I liked her when she was fighting. I've seen a couple of movies, and she's fine as Cara Dune, but outside of what the actress herself is saying on social media, I don't know if she can carry the whole show. That's going to be the question, I think.
I don't think so either. And
all right.
Again, by the way, full disclosure, Kathleen Kennedy is behind all of these announcements, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
You know how I feel about her. Let us continue.
So continuing on with the shows, we have a Cassian Andor show. So those who don't know, Cassian is from the Rogue One movie. He was the male protagonist with Jen Erso.
Make 10 men feel like 100. That was his famous quote.
So he was the guy in the movie with Jen Erso trying to steal the plans for the Death Star. So I guess he's getting his own show. So it'll be set in between 3 and 4. What else we got? I talked about Obi-Wan. The Bad Batch is coming. Clone Wars spinoff. I like the Bad Batch. Yep.
Same.
We got a Lando show coming, and I don't know if we got Donald Glover doing it, but
not interested in that one.
But I like Donald Glover, so I would give it a chance if he's in it. The Acolyte. Did you hear? I haven't heard much about this show. I guess it's a Dark Side show.
Yeah, it's finally we go into the Sith.
Yeah, that's Sith. Some nice backstory. Yeah,
I read now it's canon, but Darth Bane, the creator of the Sith rule shall only be 2.
Yeah,
nothing more, nothing less.
Right.
His first apprentice was called the Acolyte. So I'm hoping this show's about that, because they said it's 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. That's like the AC/DC thing. So I think that's what the show's going to be about. But
so Old Republic style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. And then I guess there's an animated, couple of animated shows. Visions. I don't know what that's about. Like, is that going to be like a variety? Every week is a different anime.
Yeah, that one I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris. Oh, anime. He got excited. Oh, I'm talking about Star Wars Visions. You know anything about it?
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. I'm really interested. It's basically different anime directors creating their own content, little shorts in the universe. Okay. So do you guys remember Animatrix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was mini animes about pre-Animatrix universe.
Okay.
So this is basically that, but Star Wars.
Okay, I'll watch that. Yeah. What about this droid story? That's animated as well, right?
There was a droids. I heard about this. There was a droids animation back in the 90s, 80s, 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
But this was, from what they said on the call, I'm trying to remember exactly the words they used. It sounded a little more interesting because it was actually it was told by C-3PO and R2-D2, but it's
I remember that.
not about them.
It was just called droids, by the way.
Yeah. So this is, I don't know, it might be fun, interesting. I have a feeling it's just supposed to be fun content. Yeah. I think what we're seeing here is a lot of shotgun, hey, Do you want this? We got this. Do you want animated? We want animated. Do you want adult? We got adult. Do you want fun? We got fun. I think it's the strategy is there.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Like even if it's based towards kids, if we get a new generation of kids to start liking Star Wars, I'm fine with that. You know, and not necessarily not Star Wars, but within Lucasfilm tent is I guess a Willow series coming. How we feel about that one?
No me gusta. No me gusta.
So I was watching. My son and I were watching Return of the Jedi last night, and I was telling him about Warwick Davis, how he was playing Ewok, and he was like, he goes to me, how come you know some random guy who never done anything who plays this Ewok? I said, dude, he's been in every Star Wars movie after this movie, and he was Willow. He was like, oh, that guy. Okay, never mind.
And he was in all the Harry Potter movies.
Right, he was in all the Harry Potters. Yeah,
he's pretty famous.
Yeah.
For the Willow series, which is something I was gonna mention, there was I listened to this podcast called 372 Pages where they read bad books, and there are after Willow's books about that universe that are really horrid, written by Chris Claremont of comic book fame.
Yeah, Chris Claremont. Yep. Wolverine.
But they're really weird and really bad. So I'm hoping they don't follow the Shadow Moon style of movies, and they just go their own direction, because it could be fun. It's just like a fun magic-y, universe. I don't know what they're planning. They didn't really say anything beyond Warwick Davis and Willow. So
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, did you cover Rogue Squadron yet?
No, I was just about to get to the last bit of announcement was we're gonna have a Rogue Squadron movie directed by Patty Jenkins, who directed the Wonder Woman movies. Oh yeah. So do we get to?
I love you, Patty Jenkins. Hashtag Hero Speak.
So who's in charge of Rogue Squadron? That should be Wedge, right?
Yeah, Wedge Antilles.
Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to that. I think release date, that's probably going to be 2022, 23, right? So
yeah, I love the little what do you call it? The marketing clip that she dropped, where she was like roller skating, and she connected her passion for her father, who was a military serviceman who's in the Air Force, who lost his life, and the fact that she has always wanted to do. She actually wanted to do a Chuck Yeager movie a couple years ago. And,
oh, nice.
By the way, R.I.P. Chuck Yeager this week. So this is like so apropos that she put together this movie based on her passion for Star Wars and love for Star Wars, and also her father and Air Force pilots. Great shit.
Yeah. So I imagine. So it would be nice if. I would like to see this movie set between episodes 4 and 5. That would be the best, like right before they get to Hoth.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is.
So I think that covers everything from Lucasfilm. I'm looking forward to Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, definitely.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Obi-Wan.
Yes, thank you. Hayden Christensen coming back as Darth Vader for Obi-Wan. What do you get?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big news. I'm can't wait to see what he can do. Number one, he's older, and so he's probably more experienced actor, but also with a better director than writer.
I have a reply to your comment.
Go for it.
So I know you commented the other day, that Hayden would do better without George, but I can't say that, because then you're kind of saying that, okay, let's take episode 2, then you're saying, Ewan McGregor's performance was terrible as well because of George, right?
Oh, so I think what you have here is you can have a director that elevates actors and ones that don't. So like you guys, before Patty Jenkins directed Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman, we saw her in Fast and Furious. I don't think anybody saw Fast and Furious and went, holy shit, Gal Gadot or Gadot. I'm so sorry, whatever it is. But seeing her in Wonder Woman under Patty Jenkins, everybody's like, whoa. Okay, it's not like she came out and was Meryl Streep, but she brought the best out of the actor, right?
Yeah.
She brought the best out of the actor, and we've seen we've seen actors who can do great in middling or less than great performances.
So
and I think sometimes that's about a director.
So what I'm going to tell you
and material, whatever.
If you haven't seen it, go see Jumper. And then
I've seen Jumper.
Okay,
yeah,
so I thought he was terrible in that too. So
yeah, he was terrible in that too. Great point.
Oh, so you're saying it might be more Hayden Christensen than George?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily George. That's my point. Yeah.
Yeah, he was terrible.
I think let him put on the helmet and the full suit, and I don't really care, right? And get to do the voice, and then we're fine. So
that's going to be interesting.
All he's doing is moving around, right?
Yeah, is he just doing? Or I guess it depends how they use him.
Yeah. By the way, R.I.P. David Prowse, the original actor who played Darth Vader.
Is it more flashbacky? Are they kind of creating scenes from the animation to place into the Obi-Wan series where he has to act? Because just having him in the helmet and having a James Earl Jones do the voice, obviously that's not a big deal to have him. But if you're redoing some of these classic scenes, because someone said Patty, no, it wasn't Patty. Somebody said something about him having a great sword fight between the two of them that's going to make Episode 3 look like kids play. But
it's like the Star Wars theory guy who I don't want to give him a shout out here in our podcast.
Oh, okay. Then we won't talk about him because whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So
so that covers it for the Lucasfilm stuff.
Thank you very much, Mike. There's a lot to cover, and there's so much great stuff coming. And like I said, Disney is taking a shotgun approach. If I've seen comments about, there's too much. It's actually not too much because you don't have to watch it. You can choose to watch just the animated stuff. You can choose just to watch Acolyte. You can choose, just to watch the Taika Waititi movie. It's up to you. And I think it gives all the different types of fans, because we see the bigger the fandom gets, the more types of content people want. It gives everybody options. And speaking of lots of options, we are sending it over to James for our Marvel.
Oh, dear Lord. All right, so bear with me, subscribers and fans. I had a late night of adult beverages, so I'm just getting everything together. But Kevin Feige came through on Thursday night as part of this, investors announcement with both Lucasfilms and Marvel Studios. And he said, HBO Max, Warner Brothers, AT&T, I see you and I raise you all of this. And he basically kind of covered the Phase 4 and Phase 5 announcement of future Marvel Studios cinematic releases and Disney Plus releases. And dude, I was floored. I was like, fuck yes. Tell me more, Kevin Feige. Tell me more. So, in short, we have WandaVision coming out really soon. I believe January. My son makes it an issue to say a couple days before his birthday. WandaVision is the first release, and I think most of us have watched the trailer.
There was a new trailer last week.
Yeah, the new trailer didn't reveal too much.
No.
But
it looks like she's stuck. Like she's not aware. Like at the end, I hear her voice talking to her, saying like, "This isn't real." What's happening?
So the reality that she created is probably something that she has to get out of. And from what Kevin Feige kind of did, he said it was that this gives you direct segue into Doctor Strange movie, Multitude of Madness, which he actually announced that they're filming right now during COVID. They're filming right now in the Atlanta studios, Doctor Strange's movie. But the second clip that he mentioned, which I love, and I watched the trailer like maybe 4 or 5 times yesterday, was Falcon and Winter Soldier. So that is in the can, ladies and gentlemen. That's already been filmed, edited, ready to roll in the first quarter of next year. And it stars not my favorite actor, Anthony Mackie, but it is what it is, with Sebastian Stan playing the Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier. So a 45 or a minute 60-second trailer was released, which was dope as fuck. Loved it. The music at the end, where they brought the original Captain America First Avenger music, dude, I had my freaking bumps on my freaking skin. That was great. So Kevin was going through the rest of the release. Black Widow, we knew about, and then Shang-Chi, which I guess I've been mispronouncing all this time. Yeah, but he said it. Yeah, he said Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So I had to correct myself.
So did you guys, speaking of Shang-Chi real quick, have you checked out Kim's Convenience on Netflix? I don't know if it's on in US Netflix, but
no, I have not.
So the star of Shang-Chi is in that sitcom, so you can get an idea of his acting chops and what he's like.
I'm more interested in his fight choreography, but you know, because remember Daniel Rand and Iron Fist.
Yeah,
great actor.
Yeah, I don't think
yeah.
Yeah, that show was definitely a time issue where they didn't bother to take the time to get somebody who doesn't know what they're doing up to speed.
Look, all I want really from this movie is redemption for the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. That's it.
Yeah, but the Mandarin wasn't in Iron Man.
Ben Kingsley, yeah, he wasn't really the Mandarin. Yeah,
that's the point. They ruined the Mandarin for me in that movie. So
yeah, so part of the first batch of releases was Loki. The Disney Plus show also was a trailer was dropped yesterday.
Yep.
And you know, I love seeing the actor that plays Loki in any
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
This was my favorite trailer that I watched.
Really? This was
for the Marvel. I was so interested.
It was good, yeah.
I was so interested in everything that was going on. We saw possibly a Black Widow sighting.
Mm-hmm. With the hat, she put the hat on, yeah.
No.
She was sitting off in the distance in like some kind of.
There's a distance with like an orange sunset and some dark rocks, and you see a short.
It almost looked like Vormir.
Yeah, like a short bobbed-haired woman just sitting on a rock.
Oh, I missed that. I gotta go back and look at that. Yeah. I think this whole realm that he's in is the Loki that died in Infinity War, not necessarily the Loki in Endgame that transported himself to the space zone. I think they're doing some tricks in editing to us.
There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of time screwing around, which I think is going to be a lot of fun and giving him his chance to be a trickster. And that was the best Loki we had.
No doubt.
Trickster Loki.
Yeah.
So part of Kevin Feige's announcement, we talked about WandaVision, Falcon, Black Widow, Loki, and Shang-Chi was the animated series What If. And by the way, I was a huge fan in the 80s and 90s
of
the What If comics. And I'm so sad that Stan Lee did not live to this day to see his, in my mind, one of his best creations come on screen was the What If comic book series.
Yeah.
Marvel and Kevin Feige have decided they're going to do an animated version of this series where what if T'Challa was captured by Yondu and the Ravagers as opposed to Peter Quill and Star-Lord?
Yeah.
What if Peggy Carter was Captain Britain as opposed to Steve Rogers as Captain America? Good. That is fucking awesome. That was my son's favorite trailer yesterday. Favorite announcement was him watching that. His eyes was like, he's like, "What is this? What if, Dad? Is this canon?" I was like, "Boy."
Technically, with all the time screwing and timelines, it's all canon.
Yeah, they showed Uatu, the Watcher.
Oh yeah, that was
like
nice.
Saying, "Let me introduce you." So,
what did you guys think of the animation style? It was very specifically stylized.
I love it.
I love anime. It looked very anime.
It looked like a cell. What do they call it? Cell shading or something?
Cell shading. Yeah, that's the style where it's basically. It used to be like you basically take live actors and you cut them out and you put these things over them. I don't think they're doing
I was way off. I say anime. I'm way off.
Yeah, cell shading. I think it was an American thing.
Yeah, they did that. Keanu Reeves did a cell shading movie like that.
Yeah, you'll have to look it up. We'll have to look one up and share it with you because it's a cool style, and and I can't wait to see it. I like that it's very specifically stylized and sticks out compared to every other animation right out there right now.
Yeah, yeah. So as Kevin Feige continued to drop the bomb, as Funkmaster Flex used to say in the '90s, he announced the fact that Spider-Man through Sony was being released. So what he didn't talk about was all the rumors and all the Easter eggs that we were getting the last 72 hours about Spider-Man. He didn't really focus on any of that, but most of us here at Heroes Peak Podcast and our fans know that not only is Tom Holland returning for Spider-Man 3, but there's going to be a version of this Spider-Man movie was going to cast Andrew Garfield, the Spider-Man, the predecessor of Spider-Man to Tom Holland, as well as the original Tobey Maguire. That shit is crazy. So they're going to release the 3 Spider-Man characters and actors, as well as some villains that covered the new and the old series, including Electro, Jamie Foxx, Dr. Octopus, Anthony Molina, and this is the part that really killed me, is they're going to release Charlie Cox, the actor who played Daredevil in the Netflix series that's now destroyed, but still considered canon. It's part of MCU.
Yes.
So Kevin Feige didn't really talk about this. He kind of glossed over Spider-Man production and Sony, but we all know, people, Here's Peak Podcast, realize that there's a lot more going in this movie that we can't freaking wait to see. So he also glossed over stuff like Thor 4, Love and Thunder. Christian Bale is going to be playing the villain, and his character that Christian Bale is going to be playing was something that I didn't know until I looked at it online. But I love Christian Bale since he was a little newspaper boy and as a child actor, and he also acknowledged that Black Panther 2 with Ryan Coogler will be on deck, but they will not recast T'Challa. He said it
so
himself.
what's going to happen there? I'm a little confused.
I think a lot of things could happen there. I think so. If you read the Black Panther comics, Shuri becomes the Black Panther at one point. Also, Michael B. Jordan's character, Eric Killmonger, becomes Black Panther. But I don't think they're gonna do that, because clearly they killed him in the first Black Panther. So they might go the route of Shuri, Letitia Wright, playing the up and coming Black Panther. Speaking of African American women in leads, we found a little bit more about the Ironheart series, which is a recent Iron Man comic book storyline where a young, well, she's not young, I guess she's post teenager,
early 20s,
late teens, early 20s. Thanks, Chris. She becomes Iron Man. So, by the way, something that does not go, I'll be remiss to ignore, is the fact that Marvel Studios is showing us not just like their talent, but their ability to get diversity roles.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like for example, you have Miss Marvel coming up, also played by our first Pakistani actress in a huge Marvel Studio role, which is great, because that was
my daughter's favorite drop. She was like mouth agape when she saw Miss Marvel. She was like, "What is this?"
I love that they showed the casting behind it too. It wasn't like we don't have any footage to show you, but let's show you us hiring this actress and her roles and what she's gonna do, how she's gonna perform. And I'm like, yeah, this is great as shit. Except for when they connected it to Captain Marvel too. I was like, oh no.
But the character is connected to Captain Marvel. That's the inspiration for the character.
Chris, I know, but I didn't need to see it. I know. But man, that shit is freaking screwed my mind up.
So Riri Williams is Ironheart, and so Captain Marvel. They I'll be talking about that in my group too. That the expanding of the universe outside of what we've seen for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
By the way, going back to Black Panther just for a quick second, if Shuri doesn't become the new Black Panther, I really wouldn't mind if Winston Duke took over from you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I gotta go back and read the comics if his character Manape was ever king of Wakanda. But he's a great actor.
Yeah,
I
he's
loved him
fantastic. Yeah, I
ever
want to see more
since
of
our
him.
show Persons of Interest.
Yep.
Shout out to Persons of Interest. He was the villain in the last 2 seasons. But yeah, great actor. And he's from Brooklyn, so gotta love him. So Kevin Feige continued to give us, more nuggets like Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Quantum Mania, and I'm like, cool. Guardians of the Galaxy. James Gunn's now returned into the Marvel tentpole. He's back. He had a little controversy.
The one they announced is just the Christmas special or something, holiday special.
Yes. The Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Everyone's back. Moon Knight. I watched the Moon Knight portion of that release, and he didn't really give us much to really chew on.
Who's playing Moon Knight again?
He did show us the actor that's going to be playing Moon Knight. It's an Egyptian actor.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He gave us like the casting photos, like the title card showed up, and then he's like, director and the lead actor, and then boom, he went off to the next topic. So that's gonna be interesting. She-Hulk. So She-Hulk, by the way, those of you who don't know, I'm a huge fan of Tatiana Maslany.
But she's not playing She-Hulk.
No, she's playing the actress.
She is.
She's playing not Betty Banner. What's her name in the comics? Who's actually She-Hulk? Like the Bruce Banner version of She-Hulk. She's playing that role.
Oh, are they having 2 different actors?
Yeah, they're gonna have the CGI mocap of She-Hulk. And then Tatiana Maslany is going to be playing her in an altered ego, altered version.
Because I thought Tatiana said she's not playing.
Confirmed, dude. It's confirmed.
I think that was the screwing with people.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think she announced it too early or whatever. It got leaked, and she had to do like the
She pulled a Tom Holland.
Yeah, or Mark Ruffalo. She pulled a Mark Ruffalo, who actually is going to be in She-Hulk as well, because his name was dropped too as part of the release. So Mark Ruffalo, and I remember seeing Eric's face is like, no, why? You just screwed it up. So Mark Ruffalo is going to be part of She-Hulk on Disney Plus. And then they continue to show us like Armor Wars, which is going to be what if Tony Stark's tech got into the wrong hands, with starring everyone else's favorite actor, but not me, Don Cheadle. Dear Lord, no. Rated R Deadpool 3 was hinted at.
Yes.
Wow.
Which is huge. I went online last night because I was, having adult beverages, and everybody's comment was the fact that Disney Plus is going to do rated R releases with Deadpool. People were going bananas about that.
It's crazy. I'm not surprised because they're looking at content they don't know what else to do with. Because they're looking at if they're bringing back Charlie Cox, they have to bring back Daredevil, which is rated R.
Yeah.
Right.
Hard R.
They could tone it down a bit too. So.
Yeah, they did that Christmas special, the year
PG-13?
after the release. Yeah, they did a PG-13 version of that no one really wanted, no one really liked, but it made money.
It did.
So that is. And then lastly, Kevin Feige.
Hang on, before you move on, remember I mentioned there was no X-Men stuff, but I wonder if we're going to see something in Deadpool 3.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So speaking of no X-Men stuff, he did drop his final, penis drop was Fantastic Four.
Yes.
We all know Fantastic Four had its own trials and tribulations through Fox Studios at the time, that owned the character rights of those characters. And the first Fantastic Four movie that was released through Fox wasn't a bad movie, but it didn't do justice by the characters in the comics.
No, it was just a good fun movie,
Yeah, so now it's back into the Marvel Studio tentpole, and Kevin Feige just gave us like, the title card logo, Fantastic Four. I think, Mike, Fantastic Four is going to be our segue into the X-Men universe.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I think whatever Marvel Studios is planning on creating with Fantastic Four, maybe Galactus, let's go there. I mean, we're talking about
Yes.
all types of celestial beings
So
for
Silver Surfer.
Thor, Silver Surfer. I think Fantastic Four is going to be our, toehold into the X-Men universe.
Yeah,
So he
I'd like
dropped that. That's going to be part of Phase 5, actually. He said Phase 5.
yeah, I'd like to see that. And yeah, so Silver Surfer, I'd like to see a proper Galactus this time. Not that shit they did to.
I saw an image about possibly Doctor Doom's stronghold. I don't know if it was real.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
I heard that too. Doctor Doom. Oh, Kang the Conqueror. Holy
Oh
shit!
yes.
I forgot at what point during the announcement Kevin was just all he was. Dude, I was watching this 20-minute announcement, and it was so organized and so structured and heavy with content that I was like, what the fuck did Warner Brothers and HBO Max think when they dropped their little, we're gonna do Dune and Wonder Woman. Like, he dropped in the middle of nowhere the actor from Lovecraft Country, which is, we talked about on Heroes Peak, is gonna be playing Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
I'm like, get the freak out of here. Are we going there? Like, is Marvel ready to bring that storyline into the MCU? Because a lot of folks would tell you the five greatest villains were Thanos, Doctor Doom, Kang the Conqueror is definitely in the top 5. But yeah, they dropped that announcement like in the middle of nowhere. Great stuff.
Yeah.
whew,
So
Oh, and
yeah,
then did you mention Blade?
I did not mention Blade.
Yeah, they didn't talk much about it, but it's coming. With Masha, or don't ask me to pronounce
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really it,
Mike's
Chris.
joining us for wrecking people's names. Ooh, that's a lot already. This was supposed to be a quick podcast, but we can't because it was like a 4-hour presentation, and we're skipping
We haven't
70%
even talked
of it.
We haven't even talked like Pixar and the TV shows. Like there's hang on, I just saw it here a second ago for the so they're doing like 3 Men and a Baby and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to go over now. Is I went through and I watched the presentation, and the list is huge.
I didn't even know that.
So here we're not going to spend as much time on these, but if you're really interested, maybe we'll pull out a few things. One thing I really did note, like James said about extending the number of the different origin stories and different. I lost exactly what I was going to say. Never mind. Whatever. All right. So we start Pixar. We're going to start with the Pixar animation stuff. Now, Soul is about to release on Christmas, which is the Pixar animation, their newest one. It looks pretty good. We're all going to have to, everything's going to be whatever. We'll see. Next is Luca, which is a South American story. Turning Red. That was a funny little announcement, because apparently the lead character, she turns into a giant red panda whenever she gets overly excited, which I thought was a funny coming of age style.
That sounds weird.
Okay, this was an interesting one. Lightyear, which is apparently the origin story of the actual human.
Is this the one with Chris Evans?
With Chris Evans.
Yes.
Yeah, and Chris Evans was online a lot.
I didn't know he was in it. I know. I saw he was talking about it, but
yeah. By the way, I've been a huge fan of Chris Evans outside of the Marvel universe and outside of his politics, which is great. Like, shout out to Chris Evans. If you're watching, Chris, shout out to you.
That's right. But instead of it being a prequel to Toy Story, it's the toy that Buzz Lightyear is based on is actually a human being. And so this is the human being, Buzz Lightyear, that the toy in Toy Story is based on, is what they're going with. Interesting. So that's the movies. Then they've had this thing on Disney Plus called Spark Shorts, which is a bunch of animated shorts that they let their creative team kind of do on the side, and it's a way to give them some creative play and to find new talent within their creative team. So if you're on Disney Plus, look up Spark Shorts. There's also another thing called Popcorn they're releasing, which seems pretty similar. Then they have 2 animated shows they're releasing: Doug Days, which is the dog from Up, whatever, and Win or Lose. I don't remember even what that was. There's so many things, you forget what some of the stuff is.
I don't know either, so we'll have to look it up later.
Yeah. You know what? Disney has really impressed me with what they're able to work on during COVID and put together as a content media with different, with all the different their properties, Marvel, Pixar.
It also helps to own everything. So
yeah, it does help. Listen, like they showed some of the stuff that I talked about during the Marvel. If you watch the Kevin Feige release, they showed you the actors. Like for example, in Star Wars, Mike was talking about Andor and Cassian. They showed you the actors during wearing masks and COVID protective, and they were like putting together the characters, the costumes, the set design, and I'm like, only Disney could have done that in the middle of a pandemic. Only Disney could have had the money and the finances and the health safety protocol to put together, that whole production for a show that we're going to see next year. So, I mean, Disney, man, hats off to you. Say what you want to say. You guys continue to be a pioneer at the forefront of all this stuff.
We see, especially like in The Mandalorian, their technology is helping them a great deal as well. The technology that they've been pushing forward for years, and have from Lucasfilm as well, that it helped them create productions with bigger looking sets with less having to spend a lot of time with large groups of people, which in one way sucks a little bit, another way it's just a different world.
Yeah.
All right. So Disney Animation. Now, continuing with their spreading storytelling beyond what we've seen for 50 years of Disney, which is mostly European princesses and that kind of thing. So we have Rhea and the Last Dragon, which is a Southeast Asian story, coming in as their next animated movie, which looks cool. They released there's a trailer. Go ahead, take a look at it. It's really got a great look to it, a lot of fun. The next one after that, Encanto, is a story from Colombia, and that one has music by Lin-Manuel Miranda. We all know him. Now, what's interesting here is also the big names throughout all of the Disney the Disney announcements: Star Wars, Marvel, and they're basically Disney shows and stuff. They got all of the names. Even like animated What If has all of the big name A+ actors voicing their own characters.
Yeah, they got the big guns, man.
Nobody else can. Right. We have a couple of cool animated Disney Plus shows coming out. Baymax, which is a character, I think, if you've seen Big Hero 6, he's a very popular character out of there. We were surprised we never got a Big Hero 6 2.
I know.
We're getting
they made a lot of money. Look ahead.
Zootopia Plus is also an animated show. It's another $1 billion movie for them that never got a sequel, that we're now getting the TV show. And these three, Tiana, so the first Black princess in the New Orleans-based movie. What was the name of it?
The Frog, something.
We just watched it the other day.
Right, Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog,
yeah.
Right? So that's supposed to be a musical TV show. Moana's getting her own TV show in 2022, I believe. My daughter's favorite movie. And this is a real interesting one. So apparently, a production company from Nigeria, had made a huge impression, and Disney went over and basically made a deal, and they're releasing their first animated show on Disney Plus called Awaju. It's basically an Afrofuturism based in Nigeria.
Nice.
And the animation is very very different than what we're seeing elsewhere, which is really great.
All right, I haven't seen that one yet. I'm looking forward to that though.
So it's cool that they're bringing forward all these different creators and giving different voices a shot. Up until now, Disney has not been the home of the variety of voices, to be 100% honest. So it's nice.
You're right. You're right.
It's nice to see the not only the stars of the shows, but also the creators behind them. Now, it's not all 100% like, hey, if this is about Africa, you're gonna have an African director. Unfortunately, we still don't have that kind of thing, but
we're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting some better voices, some more options. Okay, so for the most part, there was a lot of boring introductions and speakers, but I have to say, all of a sudden, the Simpsons world opened up on the screen, and Dana Walden walked in as a Simpsons character.
Wow, I missed it.
To give her the start of her presentation, followed up by oh my gosh,
dude, is that online? I really missed that.
Yes, you watch the video. It's like 3 hours into the show, so you have to fast forward and find it. But at the beginning of their Disney Plus presentation, she had her give a little shout out, and then Homer Simpson gave you a little thing, and that was extremely funny.
Was there some Simpsons news, or what was the deal?
Basically, it's just that Simpsons is on, and it's still the #1 content, I believe, on Disney Plus.
Are they doing like this is the final season? I think there was an announcement. Maybe I'm misremembering.
It might be
misremembering. Because some of these actors are ready to retire.
Yeah.
Like Nancy Cartwright, like they're ready to like call it.
I mean, didn't they do some new short movies? They did something like Baby's Day Out or something like that. Maggie. Oh, and at the end of the short, Maggie picks up Baby Yoda and hands him a pacifier.
Oh my God! By the way, before you end, I think one big thing that we should talk about is the fact that, real quick too, is unlike HBO and Warner Media and HBO Max, whatever, they are announcing a slate of property that's going to be released both on their Disney Plus platform and theatrically in the cinema. So I know last podcast we talked about the death of, and it was Keith, the death of the cinema, just done streaming, but Disney kind of said it's not done. We're still going to release some of these movies in a theater, and then some of the shows and series we're going to release on our Disney Plus platform. But they are looking at the theater as like it's not going away. So
they actually made a part of the announcement I was surprised at was some of the things they said. They are basically, it looks like they're going to be having a pay-per-view section in Disney Plus where you can go and watch their A+ movies, not just right along with the theater. You get to pay for it, which is fine. First run movies, because we're getting a lot of first run content with it. But also, you have the option of paying for it in your house or going to the theater. They're going to release some of the stuff simultaneously for you to have the option, which, if you have, if I were to stack up all the people who might go with me to a first run Disney movie, I might have 7 or 8 people. And now I can just go, okay, $30. We can sit in the house and watch the new first run movie for $30, which is a savings for me. But someone else can go, you know what? It's just the two of us. We're going to go out on a date and pay our $12 a ticket and get popcorn and have the whole experience. You're having the option, I think, is the better ideal than just saying, oh, it's just this.
Yeah.
All right. So their actual live action movies. So Jungle Cruise, we know, has basically been in the can. The Rock's movie, and shoot, I hate saying John Krasinski's wife because she's a better actress than that, but that's what's coming to mind.
Blunt.
Emily Blunt. Yes, Emily Blunt.
Love her.
The Rock.
She's in my my 5 that my wife allows me to.
Damn, your 5 list has like 50 people on it. I don't understand.
Gross.
Don't worry about the mathematics.
Bye. So Jungle
quantum,
Cruise,
quantum universe.
it looks fun. This quantum universe. Now this one kind of bugged me. All right, so Indiana Jones 5, directed by James Mangold with Harrison Ford.
No.
Okay, now Steven Spielberg stepped out of this, which is fine. I think James Mangold is a great director. He's, you know, we all love Logan. But what bugs me is they basically kept calling it the end of Indy's journey. Now, I hope that doesn't mean the end of an Indiana Jones possibility.
I think it is, man. Shout out to our heroes, Pete Keith, who's always been talking about that.
This really sucks because I think we need to be able to recast some of these roles and get cool stories. Because, I mean, The Rock looks great in that Jungle Cruise, and it's kind of in the same flavor. But I want a Nazi punching teacher running around.
Buddy, we're not getting that anymore. It's over.
Yeah, it sucks. All right. A big YA book, apparently, Children of Blood and Bone, which is
yes. Yes. I have that book in my nightstand. My wife
Never
read
heard
it.
of it.
Yeah, dude. It's good. It's good. I didn't never finished reading it. My wife did.
Yeah, that's another one where we have a Black creator having their stuff pushed forward. Weirdly, a Lion King prequel, directed by the Moonlight director. I mean, that's a huge name for doing a Lion King live action prequel, but they can get them. They got the money. Little Mermaid live action also.
No one asked for it. No, thank you. No me gusta.
And they pushed again their Cruella live action.
No me gusta.
Which has been on the slate for a while, but I don't think anybody really cares that much. Sorry, Disney. Not everything's gold. All right, Disney Plus. All right, we're going to go down pretty quickly here. Like Mike said, Mighty Ducks TV series. That's crazy. Talk about a Turner and Hooch live action series. Who went through their IP and rolled the dice and said, "Oh, I guess we got Turner and Hooch."
If we own it, make it.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is the corporate part of yesterday. You know they have to, man. It's called investors announcement, not like fans announcement.
Right. Okay. So
this
we've
wasn't really, you know, this really wasn't for the people. It was for the shareholders. So
we're going to continue to put new stuff, even if it's old stuff. We're going to continue to put new stuff.
It's kind of like that company. It's like that company annual review, and the boss goes, "Well, show me what projects you accomplished or what you're coming up with."
That's right.
Year. Yeah.
Show me your TPS reports.
Right. Yeah.
So we've got 3 basketball-related things. So we've got Big Shots starring John Stamos, which is college basketball coach, teaches a girls' high school basketball team. So
do we need that's a series?
That's a series.
Wow.
Or maybe original movie. I thought it was an original series.
Interesting.
I don't know
because it was in the
how far can you stretch out that storyline to, you know what I mean?
Maybe 5 episodes.
Yeah. At some point, you win the championship and move on. So I don't know.
They have one called Greek Freak, which is about Giannis. A bio Giannis story.
I missed this one too. Damn it! I missed The Simpsons and this one.
And a Chris Paul bio pick.
What?
So we've got a lot of basketball. Maybe that was after they did the finals. They went, "Ooh, we're gonna make a bunch of basketball stuff."
Yeah, because Disney, ESPN.
So then we have another YA book into a series, Mysterious Benedict Society. You know that looks a little younger, rather than the Blood and Bone one, which seems a bit,
older. Yeah.
This one's definitely on the younger side. It's more preteen, young teen, fun stuff. Then Beauty and the Beast prequel, but they got all of their they got LeFou and Gaston actors back, Josh Gad and forget his name. Sorry. Swiss Family Robinson series, which that is actually one that's old enough to come back with, that there's not a lot of people who are like screaming that it's being rebooted. Use some of your older stuff, please. Percy Jackson series, that one's actually
No, I don't want. No me gusta. Stop it.
Oh no. See, the movies were not terrible. They're fun, but they weren't the
You're terrible. You're right the first time.
And like Mike talked about the Willow series, Hocus Pocus 2, 3 Men and a Baby reboot with Zac Efron.
We get it, Disney. You have the biggest genitalia in the game. We get it.
Yeah. Sister Act 3 with Whoopi Goldberg. Like,
dear Lord,
they were really kind of scraping there at the end. Cheaper by the Dozen reboot, but with
Sister Act 3.
Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rangers. One of the best opening intro themes ever.
But it sounds like it's Roger Rabbit style, where the cartoons and live action coexist. Interesting. Pinocchio with Tom Hanks. Peter Pan and Wendy with Jude Law. Whew, they just got the names. Even if it's not like an exciting name, like we're like, oh, okay, another Peter Pan, another Pinocchio, but they've got big names attached to these things somehow. So they must have been handing out checks or something.
Exactly. Like the last 5 or 6 things that you mentioned.
And that's not even everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last 6 or 7 things that you mentioned were just things that Disney could flex on because they have the property and they have the cash. That's all.
Yeah, you had no reason to announce a Pinocchio live action except to say
Sister
Tom
Act
Hanks
3 would have been. That's it. We're done. We ran out of ideas. But here we are.
You know, it's like Whoopi Goldberg went, you know what? I could use some cash too. Let me go talk to.
Oh,
to
you know, she's getting paid on The View. She is
getting paid. Doesn't mean that she doesn't want to get paid more.
Right.
Yeah, paid more. So I think what we're looking at is, like James said, they dropped that shit on the table and went, you know what, WB, you don't got what we got. And you know, DC is like, oh look, we have another Zack Snyder remake of the same movie that you guys didn't go to last time, and so I mean, who's the competition at this point? Is there competition at this? I mean, people are going to watch other stuff. It's not to say like they own the whole world, but it feels like they own the whole world.
Great question. I don't know if I can answer that.
I don't even think it's about competition. It's just, let's get all the money we can, right? Like, I don't think they're concerned with we need to beat them.
It's just, they're beyond that.
Not Disney, no. Everyone else in the game, we need to beat that elephant in the room.
Disney, everybody else looks at Disney and goes, we need to beat Disney. But I don't think Disney looks down from the top and goes, who are you again?
Yeah, great point, Mike. That's an excellent point.
It's the Thanos. I don't even know who you are.
You are.
Oh, man. That's HBO next year when they look up and they go, you took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are, HBO.
Oh, man.
Yo, save that cold open.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you guys for joining me in giving
your workshop. For joining you in your workshop. Send me the blueprints. I want a review for code.
No, I don't think I want to get anybody reviewing my house for code.
Man, I see like 50 OSHA violations in that garage.
I know. I see a couple too. I didn't want to say it on air, but I see a couple.
It's funny because the house was, the previous owner was apparently some sort of not a contractor, like one of those like he came to your house and do whatever. What do you call those? General contractor?
Handyman.
The general contractor. Handyman.
Yeah. And like the things that he did in this place are wild. Like this, you can see where they poured a new floor and extended it, like doubled the size of the garage. And you're like, oh, that's great. I got all this space, but you're like, yeah, it's not really even.
So the good thing is, once the pandemic's done, you're pretty much halfway between James and me. So that's you need to start building the studio.
The studio.
There. So when we get there, we can do our show.
Yeah, we could do
I
a
could fit
live
one in
show.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
some
need much.
additional-
You need a good sized desk and
Some
drywall
lighting,
behind you.
acoustics.
Mm-hmm.
You have a little studio.
I looked at acoustics for the basement, and man, that stuff, that acoustic foam is expensive.
Yeah, you can get cheaper versions of it.
Yeah.
We'll talk offline.
All right.
Yeah. All right, guys. It was a good review of what's coming. I'm looking forward to it. So.
Shout out to Disney again.
All right.
All right.
They're gonna keep us podcasting for a long time.
Absolutely. Looking forward to
Stop
it.
biting our original content and idea, Disney.
Take it, but pay us.
You're right.
At least throw an
Yeah.
ad on. Or something.
Give us a shout out or something at least.
Yo, in 3 months, if I hear Disney's gonna release a whole movie theater experience, I'm done. I'll be like, what? No.
I'm telling you, that's the key. If I can walk in and get on the Star Tours ride and then go watch a Star Wars, the final episode of The Mandalorian on the big screen, that's the shit.
Yeah,
And
and
then
as
go
you
to
walk
the-
out, they give you a free complimentary lightsaber. Like, whoa.
That's right.
Yeah, but I'm not spending $200.
Yeah, this is the way.
You will, Mike.
No, it's gonna be
you
part
will
of.
spend a
it's gonna be
$200 for that experience. That immersive experience, you're gonna spend that money. Stop it.
Yeah, I will.
No, it's gonna be $200 except if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, and then
True.
it's gonna be $75.
No,
and then you're gonna get a free
$199.
T-shirt. $199. All right, guys.
All right.
See you later.
Have a great day, everyone.
Have a good day.
All right.